I'm not sure if the following is a controversial statement or not, but it is something that I believe, and that is I look forward to the next recession. I think it's pretty clear where the next recession is going to hit, and it's going to hit hard. It is going to hit the fake rich, the financial engineers. There will undoubtedly be collateral damage to others, but I want to talk to the one and only Adrian Hernandez about really the excitement. Yeah, I'll say excitement for the next recession because I've been preparing for it for a while. Adrian, how you doing?
What's going on, everybody? What's up, Zuber? Can't wait for the ORAD event, man. I'm
Yeah,
stoked.
couple of days away. I'm getting a
Let's
little
go.
butterfly and nervous. Yes,
Let's
yes,
go.
yes. But let's talk about recessions.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, which
you're
is great
you're
topic.
you have you really like since you've been running a business, have you really experienced a recession just yet?
No, so I graduated in 2008, right when the recession when we
Right.
were going
Okay.
through the recession. So I saw my parents and everyone go through it, but I have not experienced it.
And then when would you say because again, I think in a past video you talked about having 12 or 21 jobs or whatever.
Yeah.
When did you really flip to becoming an entrepreneur? What year was that?
2011.
Okay. So and it's always been real estate. It's always been some version of what sits in front of me today, correct?
Yeah, yeah, it's always been. I mean, I did like credit repair prior to and some car sales that led to real estate, but it was real estate in 2011.
All right. So let's just first acknowledge that starting real estate in Southern California in 2011 is amazing timing, right?
It was
You have
it was
seen,
it was a crazy.
yeah, you've had the benefit of what would that be? 13 years, certainly 12 years of just, you know, all of that.
Yep.
So, I think your first recession is going to be interesting. And the good thing is you and I talk and you're already preparing and you're doing those things. But the reason I'm looking forward to a recession is A, they're a natural part of the business cycle.
Right.
B, they really punish stupidity. And I think 2020, 2021, and at least the first half of 2022 was full of people in real estate being stupid.
Yep.
And, I've been sitting on the sidelines. I was stacking cash. I wasn't as active as I was the years before because I saw the stupidity. And the stupidity has gone on longer than I expected. But I think it's coming to an end. And I just thought we should talk about it. So what do you think of all that?
I think it is an awesome topic and it's so spot on. We can still see it though. I still think the stupidity is rising, right? I saw some people buy some Lambos the last couple of months that should not be buying Lambos, right?
Are
And
we
and you're
seriously still doing that?
Oh, they're
Oh
still
my
doing it.
God.
They're still doing it, right? And there's this whole thing, well, if I buy a Lambo, then I can make a whole bunch of content and make a bunch of money on content, right? Like, which I get some of it, but Zuber, as to your point, how many people, and you guys, those of you listening, how many people did you guys see in 2019, 20, well, call it 20, 21, 22, that made all this money, right? And went and, like you said, lavish vacations, Hermes bouts, Louis Vuitton bouts,
They
Louis Vuitton
balled out.
jackets, balling out. The line from Louis Vuitton right after the recession, you had to wait 3.5 hours to get into the store.
Oh, I'm gonna call it the fake rich or the fake entrepreneur. The comeuppance that's coming. Like if all like this is something else that's weird. Like if you got your real estate license in 2020, I generally feel sorry for you
Yeah, yeah.
because you don't know any different.
They
And
don't know anything different.
you didn't do any blocking and tackling. You have no money management. You have you have no idea what's coming to you. You got lucky.
And you know what's crazy is majority of them are either in a apartment, condo, or renting a house,
Mm.
which is even more insane,
Yeah, they
right?
didn't buy an asset, right? Yeah.
No, because,
Mm.
well, that's not sexy, Zuber. That's
It
not.
doesn't look good
There's
on
not.
Instagram.
There's nothing. What am I gonna do? Post that on my Instagram? Nobody's gonna freaking like that, right? But they'll like the bout I bought. They'll like the shoes I bought. And you guys, I witnessed this. obviously there are different fields, right? You have your wholesale, you have your buy and hold, but I never saw it so bad in the traditional real estate world and in the wholesale world.
Yeah,
Those
no,
two worlds,
yeah,
insane.
insane. The other thing that I saw was there was a lot of baristas, a lot of fast food workers, a lot of these folks that saw the wholesalers flashing checks, and next thing you know, they quit, they burned the bridge, and they're wholesalers. And maybe they got lucky. Maybe you know timing wait and then they have no money management. This is the thing, money management. The last 2 years have been. If you're buying a Lamborghini today because your vision is building content and having the content pay for the Lamborghini, you're a moron.
Moron.
Just flat out moron.
What happens when it doesn't work? What wholesalers? What happens when the escrows fall out? What happens when the note is due, right? And you have no deals. We it's interesting. When did we see a major slowdown? When we lost a shit ton of money. When was that?
That was
Um,
November, December, January. So November, December 22 and January 23.
insane.
Yep.
Absolutely insane. And you know what's funny?
And that was a blip. That was a
A bl-
little window.
a couple of months, and I know people that had to give back their Lamborghinis. Oh, and you know
No,
what's
I
crazy? You know what's
yeah,
crazy, Zuber? They just went and bought another one.
oh, so the same guy lost one, bought one.
You'd think you would freaking learn off the first time. But you guys, it's hard. You can hear this all you want. I remember being 24 years old, making 300 grand and not saving any of it and trying to be a quote unquote rich baller, even though I didn't know what was going on. And I'll have to say, it was the stupidest decision that I ever made. And if you guys can just listen for 5 seconds to what Zuber talks about, like had I met Zuber in 2011, 2012, right, things would be much, much different. And I had to go through that. I had to learn the hard way. You guys don't need to learn the hard way. Stop listening to everyone on Instagram. I remember someone telling me the only way you can go make more money is you got to go get yourself in debt.
I've heard that. Yeah, you need to light a fire under your ass. Go get a debt. Go buy another car. Go do this. Like, really? That's what we're telling people to do?
We were buying $2,500 suits, Zuber.
Oh.
I was buying $1,100 pens. Pens, $1,100 because I got to go make more money. And then the other half-ass backwards thought is, well, I'll just go do another deal.
Yeah.
Well, that's fine. It's just another deal. It's just another deal. It's just another deal.
You're on there. This concept of a rat race is real. And if you guys don't know this, the bigger the wheel, the harder you have to run. So, money management. If you're getting more debt, that makes the wheel go bigger and it takes more energy and inertia to get that damn thing going. You only got two legs. I slow down. Oh, it's just, yeah.
It's
Buying Lamborghinis. That is, that
So the
is,
recession, I think, will clear a lot of the fakepreneurs out, right? Fakepreneurs. I like that word.
I like
Fakepreneurs
that.
out, right?
Fakepreneurs. There you go. Yep.
Fakepreneurs out. It'll get rid of the fake agents. It'll get rid of the fake wholesalers. And those of you that were used to pushing weight and now you try to sell deals, you're going to go back to pushing weight because it's just what it is. And the sooner you guys can realize that you need to start acquiring assets, you need to start looking at the one rental at a time model, you need to start looking at how to acquire some financial freedom for yourself in the future, guys. It's not going to happen. And if you're under the age of 40, pull your head out of your ass. Sorry, but not sorry.
No, sorry, but not sorry. I like it. No, again, this recessions are natural. And again, I've been through two nasty ones as an adult. Obviously, the great financial crisis, but also the dot-com crisis. The dot-com crisis kicked my ass, right? It's where it basically slapped me upside the head, said, "You're a moron, you're not doing the work, blah, blah, blah. I've just taken 80% of what you had, just gone, just
Wow.
overnight." And maybe everybody has to go through this, but this, because of social media, because of entrepreneurs, because of the stupidity of buying belts and shoes and Lamborghinis and all this other stuff, it, it it's going to get wild. It's going to get the other thing I think about when I hear you talk about this is the mortgage industry. has been in a depression for, let's call it 2 years,
Right.
right? No refis to speak of, purchases way down. You get the story. There, by some reports, the mortgage brokers, I guess they're called, there's 50% in the business today than there was 2 years ago. So I look at that and I go, could that happen to realtors? Could that happen to fake entrepreneurs?
Hmm.
I think the answer is yes. I think it could be a bloodbath.
Most definitely. Most definitely. You saw 2008.
Oh, up close and personal. I knew guys who were doing 7-figure flips in the Silicon Valley and was wildly successful. And I remember the house because I saw it. He didn't want to take a 50K loss. 50K loss. And he tried to hold on and wait. And that was the decision that caused his entire business to go bust, divorce, bankruptcy. It was ugly to watch. Sometimes you got to take the small loss to avoid the big loss. That was one of my biggest takeaways from '08 is, yeah, sometimes the market goes against you and you got to try to survive and sell
Yeah.
with a little bit of blood instead of everything.
My uncle was making $3-4 million as a mortgage broker in 2007,
Yeah.
2006, leading up to the crash. It's crazy. He got an offer for like in the tens of millions of dollars, right?
Mm.
Turned it down. Now, what's crazy is and I'm sure, he wouldn't. Sorry if I exposed this, but you're fine. Everyone knows about it anyways. So
It's not a secret.
it's not a secret. So he had all the flashy stuff, right? He had every single car you can think about. He had all the fancy stuff, right? They didn't really acquire many assets. It was all about, let me go, buy a whole bunch of ish, right? And you guys, he's not even in the mortgage business anymore. He's nowhere. And it's funny. I talked to him a couple of weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, actually. I saw him at a family function and he looked at me and he goes, "Don't make the same mistake I did." And he goes, "I will never get back to where I'm at because my mind is completely gone." Like, I don't think you guys understand, when that recession comes, you're not just losing all the shit that you bought, but you're going to lose a portion of who you are because you're so used to a lifestyle that's fake. It's not real. And then let's get even deeper. I have a friend who had a friend who was actually his best friend. I met the guy a few times. Very, very flashy guy. Never bought anything worth asset wise, but always had a Burberry shirt on or some sort of Burberry pants. He was so used to that lifestyle, guys. When the recession came, he's no longer with us
Oh, I had
because
I saw that happen too.
because you were bought into something that wasn't real.
Mm.
And you got so used to it. You got so used to it that in your mind there was no way back besides out.
Yeah,
That's
let's
scary.
let's have this honest conversation because again, I've been through 2 recessions, and I think some people need to hear this. So in between recessions are expansions, right? Expand, contract, expand, contract. Generally speaking, expansions are a decade, contractions are a year and a half, generally speaking. Do you want to know the real sad reality? Wealth, life-changing wealth is made in the 18 months, not the 10 years. The
Wow.
10 years is where you recoup it, you recognize it, but the wealth is made in a recession. So when I tell you with certainty that I am looking forward to the next recession, I am telling you that as a guy who has taken advantage of the last 2 and would look forward to a 3rd one. Everybody else is bawling out during expansion because you think the sun will never set. Hey, moron, the sun always sets.
Yep.
And then if you have the wrong mindset or execution, I'm going to buy your shit for pennies on the dollar,
Yep.
and I'm going to win long term. So when I tell you I'm looking forward to the recession, dude, I might buy some crazy stuff, right, from people at 50 cents on the dollar, 10, whatever it is, because I've been waiting for this thing to get here.
I love it. I love and you guys, let's really look at it, right? I mean, let's really look at it. Tony Robbins talks about winter is coming.
Yeah.
He always says winter is coming. Well, I don't know if anyone caught on, but about 2 years ago, he started saying winter is here. Winter is here. Winter is here. And then recently he said, there's a storm coming. Winter is here, but you haven't seen the storm. The storm is coming. Some of you are like looking around and going, oh, wow, if this is a recession, I got it.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
and I'm talking to myself when I say this, Zuber. I don't think we have a freaking clue what's going to happen mentally and emotionally.
Yeah, we got it. We got it. And again, you know, if you're in your early 30s, in your 20s, early 40s, you got to understand that recessions are part of the process. And if you understand they're part of the process, you can prepare for them. And I really hope you hear me when I tell you, now you can make money in any market. I've been buying deals every year for 25 years, but you make life-changing wealth during a recession. And it's really funny. I've been watching some Ken McElroy stuff recently, and he's talking about generational wealth being built in the next 2 years. In a bit, I don't want to do it a disservice. Watch his stuff. Basically, he's saying we're going to have 2 years of pain in multifamily, overbuilt, bad debt structures, syndicators, you know, blah, blah, blah. There will be deals to be had. But then, oh, by the way, he's like, the next 2 years, the next 5 years after that are going to be great because we're not building. He's like, look at the gap. There's nothing coming after this. So I happen to agree with Ken that the greatest wealth opportunity, perhaps, and I hope you hear this too, of my lifetime.
Yeah.
The greatest wealth opportunity of my lifetime might be the next 24 to 30 months. And it's because there will be distressed multifamily. That's what I buy, but there'll be distress anywhere. If you have, the last thing to rant about. I don't know why I got ranty, but I'm getting ranty.
I love it.
We repeated the same idiotic and stupid mistakes in 2020 and 2021 in commercial that we did in single family homes. What was that?
Yep.
Short-term debt, variable rate debt, stupid assumptions. I remember people saying in 05, 06, housing never goes down. If housing never goes down, the only answer is to ladder up and leverage to your help. Well, that's not true. And now we got people doing the value add opportunities in multifamily. I was just talking to a syndicator. She was telling me about properties in Texas that sold 3 times inside 4 years. That's just dumb money chasing dumb money. And it's like playing musical chairs. And if you were the last person, you got stuck with a lemon. There's no way those properties will make money. All that shit's going back to the bank.
No way.
Oh, it's bad.
And you're already seeing it happen. You're already seeing it happen. And look at offices. Look at office buildings. You can't fill those office buildings to save your life.
No, it's
crazy.
And again, the fake rich. I love that. I like that, the fakepreneur.
Fakepreneur.
You know, there's a lot of people, and this is another thing I've ranted about occasionally. I think, generally speaking, if you take a population or a stadium or whatever it is, 80% of the people are destined to be employees like me, and 20% of the folks are destined to be entrepreneurs like you. Okay? 80-20 rule feels reasonable. The last couple of years with fakepreneurs and, you know, social this and blah, 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 this, it feels like 80% of people want to be entrepreneurs and nobody wants to be an employee. So we're going to see all those dumbasses bust out.
Yes, we are. And that's why, you know, it's funny, you know, you look at job applications, you know, we have job applications that we're always, you know, hiring, right? It's amazing the little amount of job applications we get. You know, my buddies own restaurants here in town. I talk to them. I'm like, dude, how hard is it to find employees? He goes, it's the hardest ever because everyone wants to open their own restaurant and they have zero idea how to do it. They're just, again, it's sexy. It's cool. I think I need entrepreneur in my bio on Instagram. So let me go create Adrian Hernandez LLC and try to do something. You guys go back and watch the video that Zuber and I did on entrepreneur versus, you know, versus an employee. Some of you need to recognize who you are. You're not an entrepreneur. You're going to make way more money, have way more financial freedom as an employee if you just realize that and stop listening to the news. Stop listening to all the noise that's outside or that's around you. In fact, stop listening to this shit.
Yeah. Yeah, I wish people again, I'm really trying to create content here recently and talk about it on other shows that being an entrepreneur or being an employee is okay. Some
Yeah.
people think employee is a four-letter word. For most of you, you're going to make more money, have less stress, and be able to build financial freedom quicker.
Yep.
Entrepreneur is hard. You're always working. Everybody fails the first time. It's for some reason it got sexy. It just got sexy,
Too sexy.
too sexy. And you know what? One of the things that you and I could watch to really see this blow up is your job applications,
Mm.
because you're going to get more applicants when the recession really, that's actually, it'll be an indicator for me. You'll come by someday in the next 6 months or a year and you go, Zuber, shit, we used to get 3 applicants a week. We got 12 this week.
I believe it.
That's going to tell me that the recession is kicking in because people have given up on this kind of fake dream that they were never prepared for. They didn't
Right.
have the balance sheet. And that'll be something I'm going to watch. That'll be interesting.
Is the dream real though, or is it a?
Well, I don't
Is it
know.
a?
Are dreams ever real? I
Yeah,
mean, I don't know.
that's true. That's true. But was
But
it
it's
was it
just,
a real, like, I've always had a dream to do this since I was 16 years old, right? Like some of you, like, is it a real
yeah. So
dream or did you
I
just
don't.
think about it last year?
I saw that's a good point. For most people, and again, I could be wrong. Like I'm just thinking of myself. I never, ever, ever dreamed about being an entrepreneur, dude. I never even thought it was a possibility. Right?
Right.
I always knew that Mike Zuber would have a job. That was it.
It's
I
all
don't know
good.
why. It's just the way
Yeah,
I was
good.
raised, I guess. I don't know.
It's good self-awareness. But the point of that is, like, so many people, like you guys, some of you I talk to, and you're like, I know you, and I talked to you 2 years ago, right? And you tell me one thing, and I talked to you today, and you're telling me something completely different, which I know is not real. You're not coming up with that. Someone else is.
Oh,
Who
yeah.
else is creating your story? Who else is creating your future? If you're not doing it and that's not what you really want to do, and you're just going off of what everyone else is doing, you guys, you're setting yourself up for failure. And I want you to understand the repercussions that happens here. Let's just say you're in your late 20s, early 30s. Fuck, let's just say you're in your mid 30s for a quick example. Do you know, like, you're not going to get back to your mid 40s? Do you know how long it's going to take you to catch up on all that time that you wasted? Like, I need you guys to start to think, Tony says this best. We overestimate what we can do in a year, and we underestimate what we can do in 5 years, right? But some of us don't understand that 5 year window. Some of us aren't understanding that this takes so much time. So you're doing something you don't want to do, and now all of a sudden you got to go back. You're starting all over, and it's going to take a whole nother 5 years for you to get there. Whole nother 5 years. So if you're 19 years old and you're listening to this, congratulations, you had a bunch of time, right? If you're mid 30s, mid 40s, you get 50s, you really got to start thinking.
Yeah. Again, it's okay to be an employee.
Yeah.
Now you need to build around it. You need to get a skill. You need to, buy assets, all of that. But, you know, you could get there in 10 years. The buddy that is going to be at the event, Dion, this weekend at the ORAD event, he started his journey at 40 with 250 grand in debt.
Wow.
Talk about being in a hole.
Wow.
He made 17 bucks an hour and he was responsible for 3 growing kids. Fast forward a decade, he's quit his job. He's financially free and he has like 16 units.
It's freaking awesome.
Dude,
That is
if you could
freaking
do
awesome.
that, come on.
That is freaking awesome. That's inspiration right there. That is cool. And while he was working a normal job.
Normal job. Dude, his vision of retirement, he went to the Marines because he wanted the pension. The Marines let him go after Desert Storm. Then he wanted to be a police officer and do his 20. Then the Great Recession happened. He took a truck driving job to pay the bills and feed his family. That's when he made the decision to get serious after a nasty divorce. And dude, if he could do it, and he worked, he busted his ass. He did some side hustles on the side. And he decided to become a real estate investor, Adrian, and he didn't buy anything for 2 years because it took him 2 years to dig out of the hole.
Wow. Wow. Would you count being a real estate investor an entrepreneur?
No, I wouldn't. No, I'm an investor. Employee, investor, entrepreneur. They are three separate circles in my head.
I couldn't agree with you more. So you guys don't get that confused, right? I think some of you think like, oh, I'm going to be a real estate investor. That automatically means you're an entrepreneur. No.
No, not the way I
No.
did it. I was a great employee doing 60 hours a week. Dion was a great employee doing what he did. Yeah, and I am starting to appreciate an idea that I first heard from Grant Cardone. Basically, this is my summary. Go do what you do well, do it more. Live below your means, stack paper. Take that paper and go buy assets. My assets happen to be real estate. And then after years, you can live off the cash flow.
So good.
It works.
So good.
Just
simple.
Most people don't want to delay gratification. You're like, to your earlier point about being a 35-year-old. Here's the deal. I hope you're alive at 45. Now, act like it, invest like it. Because if you don't do anything different, why is anything going to change?
So good. So good. So good. Some of you, someone out there listened to this, and someone out there, a light bulb went off that said, I need to get my act in order. And for that person, take action, guys. For everybody else, go watch this 3 or 4 more times until it clicks.
Yeah, exactly. Don't watch it with kids because apparently we both swore in this one.
Oh,
so
yeah.
my bad.
Sorry.
I got a little excited.
So did I. My bad.
Adrian, you're going to be speaking at the event, I think, on Saturday.
Can't wait.
You have any idea what you're going to talk about? You're going to spring it on us, or what's the word?
Life of an entrepreneur. We're talking about the mindset of an entrepreneur, the things I had to do mentally, emotionally, spiritually to keep me in line, to not lose my head. So I'm just going to talk about some real practical stuff that I've used that you can use also to help you, just enjoy this process a little bit more. Get more in alignment with what we need to do. And not only that, but really continue to move forward, because there's the weak always fold, right? And the only reason why they fold is because what's going on up here. I'm excited.
Yeah. And again, the life of an entrepreneur, like we talked last week, part of that means you could lose big money, 6 figures, all of that. So how do you stay grounded, keep moving forward? So Adrian, thank you for coming out. Thank you for being a part of it. I appreciate you. Have a good week.
I can't wait. Let's go.
Yep.